Hello everyone, and now welcome to game 3 in the series. I believe this is Two Rivers. And, oh, that game did not unpause. There you go. I believe this map is Two Rivers, and this is going to be Pain versus JN. Good luck coming in from JN, as we are all tied up at 1 game apiece. A very, very interesting series so far, and we've seen two very different styles coming in from Pain. Game 1, we saw Pain go for a quick tech to tier 3 with Mass Destroyers, Death Knight with Lich. Unfortunately, no Panda on the field, and without the Panda, Flying Machines were able to just overwhelm all of those Destroyers for Pain. In Game 2, Pain was able to just execute actually a tier 2 push, utilizing at Halls of the Dead and not going into a quick Black Citadel, utilizing Crypt Fiends to take down the guard towers. And then once JN was unable to get the economic advantage that so many human players want and need against an Undead matchup, things just started to fall apart for him. Now, if you guys haven't seen Two Rivers, I believe this is Two Rivers. Hopefully I am not mistaken. There is only 2 ways to really get into your opponent's base, from this north side and also this south side. Now, the south side is not normally used nearly as much. Actually, I don't believe this is Two Rivers. Some very, very intelligent commenter will say the name of the map and make me look like an absolute fool. All right, let's see. Oh, Secret Valley? Okay, anyways, let's take a look at this. JM pretty much opening up with the Mountain King. You can see Footman now being trained up as well. Most likely we will see the Death Knight coming out. We don't see... Oh, Graveyard is coming into play now, so we could see some Graveyard Crypt Fiend action as well. And we'll see what will be happening next. Death Knight picking up a quick Rod of Necromancy and now making a move down off over here to try and creep out this particular creep camp. Is he going to go straight for the expansion? No, he is not. He's actually going for the Ogre Warrior creep camp, taking down the Troll Trappers, getting off a really, really quick stun there. Not quite sure why he needed the stun. Or perhaps hoping that there wouldn't be a second ensnare. Claws of Attack +6 has been picked up. A nice item. JN's Mountain King essentially doing 20% more damage as, oh, beautiful, beautiful halt attacking coming in from JN to get in a little bit more experience. We'll see what's going to be happening next. The Mountain King chasing off all of those units. Mountain King against a Death Knight. The Mountain King is much more durable than that Archmage early on, as we should be seeing all of these peasants being called over once again to creep out this orange creep, or this creep camp here. Death Knight now trying to engage. There's another Stormbolt coming in. Apparently, yes, Skeletal Warriors do not like sheep, decided to take it down, and we could be seeing a skeleton here in just a moment. There you go. There's another Death Coil. Not doing very much there, and now you see that Pain, or the Ogre Magi, is actually chasing Pain. This is not going well for him at all, as the Militia now at half-time life are going to be in a much better position, as the Ogre Magi are kind of going to get stuck. Nope, the Militia now decides to back away here, and this is a good move by Pain. Pain is actually allowing, or not allowing, these Militia to deal any damage. And as those Militia are not able to deal damage, they're just going to be stuck in a very, very bad place. The problem, though, is Pain is not getting the same amount of experience as he was in Game 1. You can see he has not stolen anything yet. And there you have it, the Death Knight just wandering around here. The Death Knight going up against those Footmen. There is a Stormbolt. Oh, we could have a surround. And yes, we do. A beautiful surround coming in. A beautiful, beautiful move. There's the Scroll of Town portal. And I don't even know if that was really all that necessary. Militia now being called over as well. Mountain King would get to level 2. And now 1 Footman making his way back off to the north. Crypt Fiend, Death Knight now going to perhaps start doing their creeping routine. We are about 3/4 of the way through to tier 2. Death Knight now finally going to be getting some experience, but not before JN is going to be establishing up his own expansion. Most likely some guard towers and an arcane vault to boot. Mountain King with another Claws of Attack. That's +12. Yes, I can do math, or I can read numbers. As the Mountain King now slips off to the north. Let's see what's going to be happening here. Footman now coming back down. Footman, Mountain King, now making its way off to the north, off over here. And the Skeletal Minion is actually doing quite a bit of damage. We can see that a Lich most likely will be trained up. Yes, there's that Lich. And now, apparently, Pain is suspecting that JN wants to come in with that Mountain King and try to wreak a little bit of havoc. These Skeletal Warriors, average movement speed? I believe they have the same movement speed as Footmen. Yes, they do. And the Footmen are just running around and giving a little bit of a marathon to these Skeletal Minions. So far, the game has been pretty normal, not much going on from anywhere. Death Knight now looking to perhaps creep out this particular creep camp, should be able to pull them down. Doesn't want to creep against these units up on the high ground, and actually wants to fight on Blight if possible. There you have it. Ogre Mauler now taking a bit of damage there, and there is some slow damage there. So the Ogre Mauler going down to 651 hit points now, trying to re-engage again. More units being brought over. There is another cold attack coming in, utilizing the distance. The Mountain King off over here as well. And is he going to steal the experience? I believe he was not able to. I believe the Death Knight actually got it. Does the Lich? No, actually the Mountain King got it. So the Lich doesn't get any experience, and the Mountain King is able to steal experience. JN is just doing a great job here, and this time around, Pain is behind. Pain doesn't have the experience. He's still sitting at level 1. The Mountain King is sitting at level 2. Also, he hasn't been able to deny that much creeping, so it's really come down to if Pain can kick creeping into overdrive, he may stand a chance here. But the economic advantage of JN is really going to start to pull through. Rock Golem down. Mountain King now sitting at level 3. Are we teching the tier 2 already? Yes, JN teching the tier 2 already, so we're going to have a faster Paladin or Blood Mage coming in. Tome of Intelligence also on the Mountain King, so a very smart Mountain King, being able to throw plenty of Storm Bolts. Those Rune Bracers gonna absorb a lot of damage from the Death Coils and Frost Novas as well. Ogre Magi now taken down. Ogre Warrior, you can see Potion of Invulnerability, a full 30 or 15-second invulnerability potion. That Death Knight gonna be doing his best impersonation of a Paladin by not getting killed. You can see that the Lich also now sitting at level 2, and there's the engagement. Crypt Fiend getting a little bit of a beating there. There's a Frost Nova, and now the Footmen are now trying to chase. How much damage is going to be had? There goes one Footman. Now Skeletal Minions are trying to engage. Abolish Magic coming in. Troll Berserkers perhaps need to get focused down more as JN walks over a Mud Golem. Alright, that Mud Golem is going to take a lot of damage very quickly. There it goes. Walking from the wrong direction. Pain, and now needs to be careful, and he burrows his own Crypt Fiend. Beautifully done. There's the Dust of Appearance, though, as the Crypt Fiends are now backing away. Are we going to see another Death Coil through the trees? Beautifully done there, as now the Crypt Fiend now trying to get away. Alright, Frost Armor on that Crypt Fiend. Definitely saved that there. There's another Stormbolt. Oh, a missed Death Coil. That could be the death of that Crypt Fiend, and yes, it does go down. A little bit of a misclick there, so wow. Alright. JN feels like he is getting everything lucky, getting some bashes. Also, Pain not microing that correctly. Is this Footman going to be able to get away in time? Definitely not, especially if he does keep that shield. There it goes, level 3 on that Death Knight. Mountain King sitting at level 3 as well. Higher up in overall level. Arcane feedback now on that Death Knight. The Crypt Fiend will need to back off. He does not have the necessary units in order to engage here, especially when JN has the mercenary camp in order to abuse. He's going to be abusing that. Death Knight, is it going to be able to save it? Oh, he does, but is it going to be in time? Bash, Stormbolt, Crypt Fiend now trying to get away once more. That Crypt Fiend getting +3 armor. Very nice, as we do see no more Dust of Appearance. The Crypt Fiend now trying to back. Oh, another Dust of was just used. Down goes another Footman, as both sides are still trying to fight. Mountain King giving chase. Mountain King getting slowed, but Pain looks to be regrouping and should be able to come back over the top with these stronger units. This Frost Armor really causing problems, and all of these mercenaries, some of them don't have a lot of hit points. 450, 280. You can see how quickly they absorb damage, And now what are we going to see next? 240 on a Troll Shadow Priest. That should just get taken down in a hurry. And now JN is going to be feeding even more experience. This is not looking good for JN. Pain is actually looking stronger and stronger in this engagement as another Footman is going to... Oh, it doesn't get attacked. Why isn't it going to get attacked? There it goes. Paladin is now out, though, as are we going to see a Frost Nova? There's a Death Coil trying to ensure another quick death on another Footman. There it goes down. Death Knight sitting at level 3. Lich sitting at level 2, almost level 3. And thank you, Masa. I don't sleep in until 10:45 in the morning anymore. I have my daughter as an alarm clock. Death Knight now coming over. Ogre Lord will get creeped out, but the Mountain King may try to interrupt and interfere. What could be happening here? Ogre Magi taking a lot of damage. The Crypt Fiends could try to position themselves, and here we have another engagement. Lich. All right, where is this Ogre Lord going? Holy Light saving the Troll Berserker. Is it going to be enough? And it looks like it will, as the Crypt Fiends now engaging. Down goes a Mud Golem pretty easily. Lich now sitting at level 3. Stormbolt, and JN is not doing that good of a job. He has no right to be in this fight. He's just taking a beating, and he's just trying to make something happen here. Paladin is now pretty much out of mana. One more Holy Light maybe in this engagement. There is a Burrow, and with that, all these Footmen are simply falling. The fight is now continuing. There's another Death Coil Mountain King making its way over, and Pain is really bringing it this time, just engaging perfectly, and JN is in a bit of trouble. JN now trying to get away. It looks like he will not be... Oh, the Mountain King may have actually gotten the kill there, as the Mountain King now runs all the way back home. We are now transitioning into Spellbreakers. If Pain was smart, he would be at Black Citadel and starting to train some Abominations. He will be doing that, but he is also at low upkeep by one Acolyte, and by one supply, and at that point, it's better to have 4 Acolytes mining than 5, since you are taxed at 30%. All right, both sides still engaging. There's a Holy Light bringing it back once more. Obsidian Statues, Spellbreakers now trying to engage. No, still, I repeat, absolutely no Abominations coming in at all. Holy Light. And that Paladin has been getting a lot of mana. Perhaps a potion of mana was purchased there. As we are still fighting this through. All right, Lich needs to reconsider his options. No spell steal. Another Troll Berserker gets taken down. A Troll Shadow Priest will get taken down very quickly. Dust of Appearance has been purchased, and now everything burrows as opposed to goes the other way. And Pain, oh my gosh, completely messes this up. And now JN comes back over the top. Potion of Invulnerability on the Lich. That is going to be a problem. Death Knight now sitting at level 3. Oh, Scroll of Town Portal. Is it going to be enough? Are the Spellbreakers? No, they are not going to engage in time. And wow, one Crypt Fiend alive at 20 hit points. The Lich alive at 118. That was very, very, very close. Mountain King needs a bit of mana. Everyone now coming back, just regenerating back on Blight. Death Knight low on mana as well. We can see Essence of Blight, Essence of Mana still being brought together, but the Obsidian Statues need to be actually closer to that Death Knight so that the Death Knight can regenerate more mana, and more importantly, that Lich. That Lich needs to be closer, otherwise he's going to be in a bit of trouble. And you can now see that the Mountain King and Paladin are creeping out this very, very good creep camp. And if this creep camp does fall, that means that JN is going to... Cloak of Flames, Immolation Aura. That is going to be a huge, huge, huge boost. JN doing his impersonation of a Demon Hunter on a Mountain King, and that Mountain King adding an additional 10, I believe it's 10 damage a second or 15 damage a second. That is absolutely huge. Throwing a Lightning Shield on the Mountain King, and then he pretty much can quadruple or quintuple his damage if he's sitting around a whole bunch of Crypt Fiends. You can see that damage is now eating through some of that. There you can see what Disease Cloud, a quick Obsidian Statue gets taken down. There is a Death Coil saving the Lich, but is it going to be in time? Lich now down to 174 hit points, does use a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Both sides are fighting Crypt Fiends and try to engage. Down goes one Spellbreaker, down goes a Crypt Fiend, and now the Crypt Fiend gets taken down once more. Lich is still in the backfield here. It is starting to get some damage. There's a Stormbolt. There's some damage, and the Crypt Fiends are doing a great job acting as a wall. There goes another Spellbreaker there, and both sides are still fighting it out. JN trying to hold off, now using Sorceress. We can see that their Obsidian statues, Abominations, and the Abominations dealing so much damage to those spell breakers. Crypt Fiend's now trying to engage. Mountain King may try to get off a Stormbolt, not going to be able to do so. Death Knight now looking to back away as more and more spell breakers are being added. Death Knight now taking the opportunity to creep instead. Apparently, denying creeps is part of the agenda today, as the Death Knight picks up a new Gauntlets of Ogre Strength +3. Here you go. Mountain King gets off a Stormbolt. Militia now being brought over. This is a very, very bad place for Pain to be in. Militia on one side, Spellbreakers on the other. Crypt Fiend's Holy Light saving there. Lich now trying to back off. Is this Crypt Fiend going to survive? Death Knight now in a bit of trouble, and no Scroll of Town Portal. Lich caught up against the trees, and that is huge. Death Knight is not going to be able to save it. And, oh, Ankh of Reincarnation. Now transferring over there. The Death Knight needs to use a Scroll of Town Portal. There it goes. Lich stays alive just ever so barely, and now continuing to survive. A beautiful, beautiful, beautiful transfer. As Pain doing a great job. I cannot stress how good that transfer was. Death Knight now picking up a Scroll of Town Portal again. Death Knight is low on hit points, and oh, what was that?
Forces are under attack.
Okay. Death Knight now wandering around still, making its way over, perhaps going to be doing a little bit more creeping, getting up to that level 5, and then engaging the army. Pretty much JN, this Spellbreaker army is not nearly as good at creeping. And now Pain with Abominations on the field. Yeah, no gold. Yeah, things are not looking good for him. At this point, he doesn't have the necessary bank. But, oh, Dark Ranger, the instant it comes out, could get taken out. Oh, this could be very bad. What's happening here? Slow now trying to pull back through as the militia are now making its way in. Both sides are engaging. The Abomination's doing a great job. There goes a Crypt Fiend, level 3 now on the Paladin, and the Paladin is going to be much more troublesome. Sentry wards have been dropped. Now is being utilized, and the Crypt Fiends could be taking some damage here. There's a silence, and both sides are fighting. Pain, perhaps not realizing that the Crypt Fiends are getting taken out. Death Knight teleporting out at 55 hit points. Wow. Oh my gosh, my throat is starting to get very parched trying to cast this game. You know what? Give me one moment. Alright, I'm back. Let's take a look at what the strategy is going to be. Death Knight, very low on hit points, down to 189. Gonna continue creeping. Death Knight will get to level 5 here, and if it backs off, it may actually even get the Lich, or at least the Dark Ranger, to level 2. Death Knight needs to be very, very careful there. There goes the Rocco. Mountain King comes in with a Stormbolt. Huge, huge, huge play. Are we going to see a bash here? That is potentially problematic. There's a Frost Nova. Death Knight. Oh my gosh, what is going to be happening? There's a Stormbolt, and oh my gosh, 14 hit points. What is happening here? This is absolutely crazy. The Death Knight now down to 30 some odd hit points, trying to get away. Abominations, and I cannot believe this. Calculations. Death Knight now sitting at level 5. Scroll of Town Portal. What's going to be happening here? The Abomination taking a lot of damage. Is it going to get Death Coiled? Yes. Scroll of Town Portal now trying to get away. Destroyers are down here. And what a huge, huge, huge play. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That was absolutely, absolutely so close. Mountain King. Holy goodness. Okay, Death Pact now being utilized as well. I guess it's only level 2 Unholy, or level 2 Death Coil, level 1 Death Pact, level 2 Unholy Aura. Alright, Paladin now making its way down. We'll see Abomination now coming in as well. Death Knight should not be in here. Come on, Pain. Move away with that Death Knight. Don't let him steal experience away from the Dark Ranger and that Lich. Lich sitting at level 4. Army is now moving out. And where are they going? Are they perhaps going to try to creep out this red creep camp? Are we going to perhaps see a possible creep jack? That is all within the realm of possibilities as JN now picks up some healing wards. Alright, so if there wasn't enough healing before from JN, there is now as we now get to level 5 on that Mountain King. Death Knight now creeping out this particular creep camp here, the last red creep camp on the map. And what item was picked up? I'm not sure. Dark Ranger Boots of Quel'Thalas? That's not... Claws of Attack... Claws of Attack plus 12? I believe that is Claws of Attack plus 12. Alright, so Claws of Attack plus 12 on a Lich. That is going to be a lot of damage to be had as we now see an engagement. Mountain King, Stormbolt, is it going to be coming in? Abomination, there's the Stormbolt there. Both sides fighting it out. Oh, Death Knight very low on hit points already. Now trying to get away. Is he going to be able to get away? That is the question. Death Knight, there's a Death Coil using... trying to save the Dark Ranger. Unable to. The missile wasn't able to get to the base in time. And, wow. What is this? The Mountain King and the Paladin may be able to actually make a comeback? Abominations do not have any weapons upgrades. Death Knight now making a beeline move down. Obsidian statues are a little bit too far behind. You can see a new base is trying to be established here. Mountain King purchasing perhaps a potion of invulnerability. Yes, it is going to be a potion of invulnerability as this base is quickly canceled. Death Knight, does it still have a scroll town portal? Yes, it does. Dark Ranger, a sliver of experience away from level 5. And that's what he will get off over here, taking on the gargantuan sea turtles. There you go. And Abominations coming in. Level 5 now on that Lich. Plus 17 damage. That Lich is doing some crazy, crazy damage per attack. And also adding in minus 5 armor. So that is potentially huge. And what is going to be going now? Death Knight. Death Knight Lich. Mountain King sitting with Rune Bracers. They're saying that they should transfer to the Paladin, since the Paladin is perhaps going to be the focus of a lot. And units getting caught in transit. Down goes a whole bunch of peasants here. Peasant after peasant now getting taken down as there are a whole bunch of Spellbreakers. Abominations need to come in. Death Knight coming around as the Mountain King looks to try to get some damage in. Unable to do so. And now Disease Cloud just haunting all of these poor Spellbreakers. Talk about dealing damage when you're not even there. That's just like, hey, I'm gonna cough on you. You got the flu. Yeah. Enjoy it. Alright, so Abominations, Destroyers, Acolytes, no more gold for pain. That is gonna be a very, very large issue, to say the least. Abominations do move relatively fast. More so with Unholy Aura, and you can see the Dark Ranger now coming in as well. How much damage can be dealt? The Dark Ranger now continuing to pressure off over here. A new base trying to be established. JN having a large income. Mountain King quickly comes in. Stormbolt on the Death Knight. Death Knight already, almost half in hit points. Has to use a potion of healing. Gets back away. All of the Obsidian statues are on the wrong side. The Death Knight needs to engage. Frost Nova, Lich now down over here as well. What's going to be happening? Holy Light saving another unit. Level 4 now on the Paladin. Both sides still fighting up. Dark Ranger falls at level 2. Spellbreakers trying to engage. And I need the hit point bars off. So much healing. So many animations going on all at the same time. Death Knight saves the Lich. And now continuing to cast more and more spells. Death Knight and Lich are now backed up against the wall without a scroll of town portal. Death Knight now able to slip by. Huge slip by. But now the Mountain King comes out with the Stormbolt. Lich. Oh, Death Pack saves off of the Crypt Fiend and now able to slip by again. So far, all of this crazy attacking. And now the Spellbreakers are in a weird situation. Lich, Mega taken down 50, 11 hit points. It goes down. Death Knight unable to save it with the Death Coil. And it is a lone hero. Stop attacking the Expo, Destroyers, and go after some heroes. Let's see what's going to be happening next. Abominations coming in. They should be able to finish this off, but JN has just better positioning in this fight every step of the way. All right, what's going to be happening here? More Acolytes being brought over. So many low hit point. How the heck do you have that many low hit point Spellbreakers? One Abomination could get like 7 kills right now. Oh my goodness. Wow. Need to unsummon some buildings in order to do anything. And the Death Knight now retreating all the way back. That Mountain King sitting at level 5, running in Rune Bracer's Cloak of Flames. Acolytes simply returning back here. Are we gonna... Oh, we don't even have the Resurrection of the Dark Ranger. No Lich. Unsummoning some buildings to get some gold. And... yeah, wow. Yeah, he doesn't need that many ziggurats at all. But I'm not quite sure why he unsummoned the shop, though. That's painful to unsummon the shop. Unsummoning the graveyard and also unsummoning the slaughterhouse. That is huge. Is he going to actually get enough gold to resurrect that Lich? That is the main question, as we now see... Oh, what is this? Getting caught away from home. At least get back on Blight. And yes, he is going to be doing that. Death pack on an Acolyte to save himself. Abomination's now being brought over. And that Paladin... Oh, Stormbolt now once again on the Death Knight. Death Knight... Ugh. Acolyte's now being brought over as well. And let's see what's happening here. Gold mine, mined out. Gold mine, mined out. Yeah, no one is mining any gold. The disease cloud is just taking its major tolls as the Death Knight comes in and saves another abomination. You can see how much damage the disease clouds are doing as the Acolytes... or as the Spellbreakers are trying to run away, and they're just continuing to run. What is going on here? You can see JN now does have this expansion up, and that is going to be gold for him. Lich is getting trained. Oh my goodness, this is a crazy plan, and now it looks as though the Mountain King is just going to come in, buy some potions of invulnerability, and just maybe try and dive onto a Death Knight. A Paladin with a 30-second invulnerability. A Paladin with 15 seconds or 30 seconds of invulnerability. Mountain King with invulnerability. With nothing that you can do to attack them, the Mountain King and the Paladin can get off enough bolts and holy lights to shut down that Death Knight, and the Death Knight will start having to eat through his own abominations in order to stay alive. Okay, the Acolyte now, is he going to actually try and haunt this gold mine here? He does not have enough gold. Oh my goodness, he doesn't have enough gold. Is he actually going to unsummon his Altar of Darkness when the Lich is done? That might be a plan to actually haunt a gold mine. Right now, it all comes down to the next hero battle. Oh, what did this Acolyte do? This Acolyte went from... that was painful. Alright, let's see what's going to happen next. Death Knight does have a potion of lesser invulnerability. So does the Lich. Now, making a move out, you can see the Spellbreakers still with Disease Cloud. And the Destroyers are not going to be able to push in here at all. What is happening next? Abomination's going to perhaps try to be tanky here. This could be a rather dangerous move. There is some Frost Armor. Here you go. Destroyers are trying to engage. Obsidian Statues are in the back. Death Knight is going to Death Coil to save the positioning. The Spellbreakers are able to engage pretty freely. And this one Abomination is going to get taken down. You'll know it's not. It is going to be forced to back off of there. But there's so many bashes. And it looks as though, yes, the Abomination does survive. There's another Death Coil. But it doesn't mean that this Abomination will survive. Pain... just taking so much damage, trying to push her into this location here. It is not working. Too many guard towers, too much going on. Mountain King, just a one-man wrecking crew with those Stormbolts, and there is the GG. Very well played. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And JN takes this series 2 games to 1.